Bridget Shiel, age 19, was a hairstylist and a music video model who grew up in a military family home. Her hobbies were known to be engaging in ballet and was also known for outplaying the boys in a game of soccer. What many may not know about Bridget was that she had a secret so well covered no one knew she had lived a double life, which then led to murder. Was someone trying to send a message, or did a secret life of hers lead to her death? Before I begin, I would like to give thanks to all the viewers who are new and are returning back to the show Investigating with me, and I am your host, Mimi. If you find yourself at work, gym, school, or anywhere you like to watch or hear my show, feel free to share with your coworkers, friends, family, heck, anyone on the street that you even run into and say, yeah, I've been listening to this show, Investigate with me, and you should check her out. So please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also click on the notification button so then that way, which is actually the bell, so that way you'll be in awareness of more shows that are to come. So now, with further ado, let us begin. Before 7 a.m., when Shiel's naked body was discovered, Atlanta homicide detective swarmed the area, but no personal items were found on or around the victim. They had little to go on other than her wounds.
Developing since 5 o'clock, the mother of a teenager who was shot and killed before police say her body was dumped in a park says she has a sense of guilt. Channel 2's Nefertiti Jaquez spoke exclusively with that mom. She's live in Southwest Atlanta. Nefertiti.
Jovita, the victim's mom tells us that she feels guilty because she and her daughter were not on the best of terms at the time of her death. She tells us that the guilt is eating away at her because she'll never get a chance to say I love you, and she'll never get a chance to say goodbye.
Bridget Shiel grew up in Washington, D.C., raised mostly by her grandparents, Jim and Beverly Tolley. There was little information about her parents. At a young age, Bridget had demons. After her father, that she doesn't really know about, and a mother that she rarely saw, was told by Beverly, her grandmother, that she got sadder and sadder as she got older. She had low self-esteem, and she was teased unmercifully because of her size. Her first year of high school was, well, she used to be on the honor roll, and then she started skipping school. She was making such bad choices by hanging out with the wrong people. She was making her life dangerous, and it scared us, quote Beverly. Bridget decided that she wanted to live with her mother in Atlanta. Her grandmother agreed as she thought it would have been a good idea to give her a new chance at life. In Atlanta, Bridget shed her low self-esteem by becoming a model and pursuing a career in the limelight. Atlanta, known to be New Hollywood of the South, where one will find rap studios on every corner of the block. It was believed that Bridget was attracted to Atlanta and what it had to offer. She really wanted to find a way to be the center of attention for the whole nation, if not the world, Beverly. However, there were dark shadows surrounding her spotlight. When researched, Bridget had several pictures of herself in less clothing, presenting herself as an escort for several Backpage ad. It's a known site for people presenting themselves as escort or charging for services. Ad posted under the names of Nastia and Spice that would read, I would make every encounter special and I aim to please in the most desirable ways. Bridget's grandmother stated that she doesn't think Bridget was doing it out of her free will. Her grandmother thought that her boyfriend must have gotten her to doing that. Bridget's boyfriend at the time was named Kevin Kenny, and his friend had plenty to say about him. He was known to be older and spent some time in and out of jail. There were claims that he was engaged in an underground organization known as gangs. There were also reports that their relationship was volatile. Here's an actual clipping of the 911 call that Bridget had made on her boyfriend Kevin.
In fact, just a few months before Bridget was murdered, she made this call to 911.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
I just need to place a restraining order on somebody.
Were you assaulted in any way?
Yes.
And who is this person to you?
He was my boyfriend.
Okay, hold on.
I don't want you guys to go to his house because he said
They're
if I
not going there, ma'am.
2 days later, police came to the house again, but not for Kevin, But for Bridget, fighting with Kevin and his other women, Brittany and also Bridget, they were both arrested at the time. Before her death, Bridget was actually living with Kevin and the mother of his child, Brittany. Reporter Greer said she spoke with Bridget's friend and wished to remain anonymous, stating that Bridget had told her once that she was pregnant, which her friend was not happy about. Bridget was afraid to tell Kevin such. This information was reported a few weeks before her death. Upon discovery of her body, police reported that Bridget Shiel was running away from her killer when she was gunned down at the Atlanta Park area. But the question remains is, who pulled the trigger? Despite of all odds, I am still here, were one of Bridget's tattoos to actually help identify her body.
Naked with 7 gunshot wounds in her back. What would put her in that position?
Turning a guy down. Probably turning a guy down. That's what my assumption.
Your theory you're speculating right now is that Bridget rejected the advances of some guy or some guys, and that's why she turned up dead.
Around 11:30 p.m., Bridget was last seen at a Shell gas station in Stone Mountain, Georgia, with 2 unidentified black males, which was last known for people to have actually seen her alive. It was believed that Bridget was seen not driving the vehicle, but also looked very unhappy before her death. At 1:30 a.m., a man actually called 911 to report hearing multiple gunshots at the park, later to discover a gruesome discovery. Another eyewitness who reported the body in the park saw stray dogs circling a particular area in the park where Bridget's body was later found. Bridget was found in Oakland Park naked with 7 gunshot wounds to her thighs, buttocks, and back. However, Atlanta police believe Kevin was number 1 suspect of the crime due to his prior, but Kevin denied such. The mystery of Bridget Shiel's death actually remained unsolved. 2 years later from the slaying of Bridget Shiel in 2016, a man, Christopher Spencer, 28, was linked to the death of 19-year-old Bridget Shiel. However, Spencer denied he had ever seen Shiel and had any role linked to her shooting. Investigators made the connection to Spencer being the accused killer. Spencer DNA on a Sprite soda bottle was found near the victim's abandoned car. The car was later seen that night at Oakland Park, where the 911 call was made for police to later discover Bridget's body at 6:50 a.m. the next morning. Her vehicle was later discovered the next day, leaving 2 possible clues: a dress and a Sprite bottle. 5 months later, October 24th, 2016, Spencer and another man, Verno Beeman, abducted, robbed, and then shot to death a Stone Mountain couple, police reported. The 2 were arrested and convicted. Spencer's DNA to the state-maintained database. The database later proved both suspect DNA matched where Bridget's body was later found and on the soda bottle. Addition to the Stone Mountain murders of Sylvia Watson and Samuel White, authorities found Spencer was among several men facing charges for the 2016 fatal shooting in Clayton County that killed an 11 and 15-year-old who were mistakenly hit in a gang-related attack. Spencer was later then found guilty and serving a life sentence. Spencer has not entered a plea. Meanwhile, Bridget's family continue to mourn over Bridget's loss. As I come to the end, I wanted to get the audience thought behind this case. Do you still believe Kevin was behind Bridget's death? And could it maybe have been Brittany who was the mastermind to have Kevin set up for Bridget's death? Or could it be the possibility that, Bridget was part of a back page? So because she was part of a back page ad, could she have been specifically targeted by Spencer and his accomplice? Or was she suspected to be a victim of human trafficking? So much speculation. But with that in mind, I would love to hear from all of you and what you think. Leave your response on the comment section below, and thank you for tuning in with Investigating with me. And once again, I am your host, Mimi. And don't forget, remember all, stay safe.